It's like this weird sensation. And now we're gonna do extension. So you go to the base of the skull and you're gonna tip the head back until they feel a stretch. And sometimes people don't feel stretch in this one. So let me know if you feel stretch. And that's about as far as she can go physically. So she might not feel anything, but do you feel anything?
Your fingers.
Is it too much?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Is that the woodpecker?
Yep.
What a turd. Ruining everything. No, just kidding. We might have a nice, I guess it is the time of year maybe. Just he's feeling it. I guess if you wanted to, you could probably put your hand on their head and then bring them back a little bit further. But because her chest moved, I wouldn't want to do that. Woodpecker. Tippoman we don't really do on the neck. You could do it on the chest. You can do Does that tickle?
No, I don't know why, but I feel like somebody, like if a cat was mad at you.
Fight you.
I bet you just kind of stay in the pec region. You don't really come out to the like this part or anything up here. You just kind of stay to that.
Yeah, I mean,
Too bony right there.
yeah, because it's like super bony here and super nervy here. So you wouldn't want to really do too much there. We do the arm series, and that's when we do development like up to here. I'm just going to show a little friction on the pec. So I'm just going to come over here and scoop out your arm. I'm just going to roll this under if that's okay with you. Okay. So this is all safe area to work if they're okay with pecs. So effleurage, and a lot of times I like to go down the arm just a little bit. If they're really tight in here, then I'll go all the way and cross the elbow joint. So, you know, usually you're doing your arms before or after this, just in general, so they might already be kind of lubed up and warmed up, and they might not need as much of the front of the arm work. So coming over to the sternum here, I'm going to use all of my fingers, and I'm just coming off the pressures, okay? And I'm just going to pull, and I'm kind of in between the ribs, so you can kind of feel in between them. And I'm going to do a little vibration because she's really tight. Is that okay? Or do you want me to lighten them?
You're good.
Okay. You can also do petrissage in here by coming in here and petrissaging like this. Sometimes people feel like this is too grabby, so you got to be careful with what they want. And you can also petrissage the top of the shoulder, maybe go down the arm a little bit. I think it just feels good to connect the arm. Some friction with some vibration. It's usually really tender at the front of the shoulder here. So you can even do some circular friction here. Friction down with some vibration again. I feel like you're more inspired to add vibration when they're really tight. You can one hand petrissage, kind of like we do with the arm series. And then some other stuff I want to show you guys is just like some subscap work from this way. So what that looks like is you cannot see any of this, but I'm gonna put my hands underneath her shoulder blade, and then my thumb is gonna plop into her subscap. So it's right here. And if you are comfortable, is it okay if I put your arm? You can relax it there if that's. Does that feel okay to you?
Yeah.
Sorry to make you do all this stuff for the camera. So I'm gonna just get a little more lip here. So I'm gonna,
Is your left hand all the way down close to like her spine? Is it below the scapula, or kind of is that sitting on it?
scapula's sitting on it. My thumb is on the upper trap, kind of where it connects with the base of the neck.
Okay.
And then this thumb is gonna come up and it's gonna go in here. Is that tender?
A little, but it's okay.
So people could be really tickly in here. So her scapula is right here, and I'm going on the anterior side of it and plopping into it. And if you wanna, will you put your arm back down on the table? There you go. So now I can actually get in there.
And you're just gonna write it down?
I
Or you
kind
just
of
hang out?
just hold it
Okay.
and pinch, kind of.
Pinch like this pinch?
Yep.
So you plant it together?
Yep,
Okay.
totally. It's really tight, so I'm just gonna chill here for a second. And then I would move a little bit more anterior, or not anterior, superior.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna plop in there again and kind of just pinch. And then I'm also kind of putting some pressure on the trap on the up with my thumb with my left hand.
With your fingers?
Yeah, because this part up here counters the part that I'm working down here. So I like to kind of rock between them a little bit. And I can do this on all you guys so you can feel it.
That'd be nice, because I wonder how like she's pushing up on one of them. Kind of like that.
Yeah. And I guess you could kind of like squeeze them towards each other too a little bit. So kind of depending on how tight they are in there will kind of depend on how much time you want to spend in there and how much you have to kind of pinch. And if they're really ticklish, it can be kind of hard. So you might need to do like some lat work first to get it loosened up. But I typically start with the back or like on the back, and then when I flip them over, I usually end up here. So it makes it like all that stuff is already loosened up from the other work I do. Yeah. And then you can also do a little, like I was kind of mentioning today with the pec work. I'm just gonna bring your arm up here. Just make sure that's nice there. This is one where you can push on the pec and pull the arm a little bit. It's hard to do when you're got oil on your hands. I'm gonna use this sheet.
Go right on ahead.
Because I think I'll get more traction with the sheet. So I'm gonna move the blanket out of the way. Okay. So I'm gonna push that way. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
This can be really intense. So I'm supporting the elbow and pulling it towards me, and I'm pushing her pec away from me. So this is kind of a nice gymnastics for the pec muscle. Does that feel like a stretch?
Nope.
Your arm doesn't even want to come up this way. Yeah, I was gonna say her arm doesn't want to even come this way.
Are you trying to like pull it out of my?
Are you moving your arm? Maybe that's why. Like this. Do you feel it?
No.
You don't
So
feel
it's
stretch.
you're kind of pulling it away from the socket and then kind of closer to her head, and is that how?
Yeah, so it's should be coming out. I'm gonna do it this way because she's oiled up, so it's hard to get a grip.
I feel a little stretched out.
And you can come further up. And you're gonna come down to be kind of equal with it. It's much easier when you don't have oil. So you guys can try it if you like. Yeah, and then so we'll swoop her back in. So typically after pec work, I like to go back to the neck again. More petrissage on the traps, up the neck, hold at the occipitals. And I guess one of you will be working on her, so I'm gonna leave the other pec for you guys to do on her. And then for your ending stroke, you can just do like nerve stroke. You can kind of do nerve stroke up the neck. A lot of times I like to end with like some head massage. If you do like deep work in the jaw,